Okay. Am I here? Anybody here? Can anybody hear me? I don't think my mic is working. What the heck is going on? My God. You can hear me? Great. I don't know what the hell. Apparently, I got 3 devices here, 2 on Verizon and 1 on Xfinity, and so apparently this crappy free phone I have is all I'm got. I can't get on StreamYard from it. Hi Annabelle. Hi True Colors, Rakes, Jen, Anita. Um, so apparently because I'm not on StreamYard, it said this won't be uploaded, so we won't be able to, this is going to disappear. So don't anybody accuse me of deleting something because I don't delete things. But hi, Eve. So anyway, oh, thanks, Jen. You're so wonderful to me. You guys are awesome. I ought to come on more often and talk. Um, I'm actually working on some missing persons cases, and I've sat down and downloaded a program called Canva that's supposed to help me actually make videos. Hi, Dina Lynn. Because I think that just me talking without the pictures and things, what I'd like to do is learn how to make a video and then, you know, do it as a premiere so I play it and then I can be in chat with you. I've seen other people do that. So, bear with me. I hate learning curves. However, once I get get it, I'll get it. And then I'll be going full steam because I really have some great ideas. Um, I've been looking at a couple of missing persons cases that are really interesting. One is started here in the United States, but the girl ended up in Canada. And her case was dormant for like 33 years, I think. 25? 25 maybe. I can't remember at the moment. And then a new detective got on it. I mean, they did absolutely nothing with it because this was back in the 70s. And back then they didn't really care about missing people. You're a runaway, right? Always a runaway because they didn't want to bother with it. So a detective picked it up 25 years later and actually tracked who she was with, all the towns she stopped in, everything she did along the way for years. And then how she went up into Canada and then, she disappeared. So I'd just like to track that. They're still looking for her body and nobody's been charged. Um, this happened on an Indian reservation, and a tribal elder saw her being dragged into the woods screaming, but apparently didn't do anything about it or say anything for 25 years. Nobody's chatting. Is anybody still here? Um, Another case is a serial killer that started out sexually abusing his stepdaughter, and no one believed her. And then she disappeared. And then other people started disappearing in the area. And I don't think her body's ever been found. When I'm watching this, I could feel the evil right off the screen. I've never felt anything like that before. The sky is it's just horrific. Thanks, Eve. Hey, Ray. Two colors. Okay, Jen. Yeah, I hopefully I'll learn how to make these, and then I want to draw attention to some, cases that are long forgotten. Um, as time goes on, people break break up, get divorced, fall out, people die. People that are afraid to talk suddenly decide to talk. Um, people admit they lied. And with genetic genealogy now, too, they're finding more bodies. I think there's a lot of these cases that can be solved. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Anita. I heard that was really good. And I know Annabelle told me she read the book. Did you read the book first? I really want to go see that because, Indigenous women is um, one of the things that bothers me is that the injustice and how nobody cares about those cases at all. And I have one particular case that happened in California. It wasn't even on a reservation or anything, it wasn't on tribal land. But I mean, they even have a recording of her, but nothing was done. And that case has always haunted me. I just have a lot of cases that I've followed for years. I think some of these can be solved. I might even do a video on Rose and bring it all out and put it all together in a video, an actual video of what really happened that night, and then see if we can get people talking. Because I have the names of the people at that party that were involved that night. They just need to talk. Someone needs to talk. Oh, Anita, I need to I saw there's a couple of YouTube things on that, and the real story behind that. So I was interested to watch that. Um, yeah, I hope so. And um, people get outraged over sexual assault crimes, but yet the actual mechanics of it, I think they don't seem to be too interested in. I'd like to delve into some things with that too, history and things. Um, and I want to talk about Chris McDonough last night on Josh's Live. Three things that really bothered me, and I'm not a Chris McDonough fan, and I know a lot of people are. So, I'll take the brickbats for this. But even if you like him, he he made fun of the booth that Tennessee Truth and or not Tennessee Truth, Toaster Oven and Janky's, that purple booth. He made fun of that. He belittled it like it was nothing. Like, you need to do more than that. I thought that was kind of beneath him. Why would he do that? And then talking about Tim Mullins allegedly being in a mental hospital a couple of times. Whose business is that? Seriously. People's medical history should not be a topic of discussion. Um, you know, I just think I was disgusted by that. I couldn't believe that. He also outed a sexual assault victim without her permission too on a previous show. Hey, Wisconsin Mama. Oh, Eve, did you? Yeah. Um, and what was the third thing? Oh, yeah, he was talking about Warren Hare and said that he is Wisconsin's most dangerous sex offender. Okay, that's an outright lie. I'm sorry. That's not true. Um, but we'll get into that. We'll get into Wisconsin's sex offenders, their dangerous sex offender law, and they actually have 500 people that have been, that's a civil commitment. The sexually dangerous person is after a person has served their time for their violent sexual crime, or have been found guilty but not guilty by reason of mental defect. Then, before their time is up, before they're released, they invoke this sexually dangerous offender and have them civilly committed. So this is not criminal, this is civil. So they have to prove, they have to have a evaluation. And Warren was transferred to Mendota and was given that evaluation. For some reason, when that evaluation came back, the state dropped their motion to have him declared a sexually dangerous offender. Now, I'm not sticking up for Warren at all. I do think he's very dangerous, a very dangerous person who should never be out in public at all because he cannot control himself. However, Warren is not one of the 500 sexually dangerous offenders. So I'd like to get more into, I started doing some research on that, and there's some pretty terrible cases, of, yeah, men with, multiple child victims and murders too. What kind of mental issues? I'm not sure. Okay, let me see. I'm not even looking at the chat. I'm trying to concentrate on what I'm saying. Yes, absolutely. I mean, there's such a stigma, Annabelle. Can I highlight? Oh, I can. Okay. Um, there's such a stigma about mental health. And like I said to you earlier, I'm more wary of people that don't get mental health help because those are the people we need to watch out for. Like that shooter in Lewiston there, that guy needed some mental health help. And it was really sad that people tried to get him help. People did report him, and the military just dismissed it all. They thought he needed time to himself. What the hell is that? Get the guy's guns away. You trained him and gave him weapons, and then you're going to, oh, he just needs time to himself. Okay. Yeah, I'm still thinking, Jen, I would like to put that out there. I got Rose's detective kind of upset with me for saying things, though. So, I don't know. I got to talk to him more about it and see. I don't know. I honestly don't know. He's a pedophile. Um, yeah, I'm not sure what it is. I don't know, but I'll dig into that. I'll look to see how people get off guilty but not guilty by mental disease or defect. I don't know. I know there was a discussion on Reddit about that too, and nobody could really understand that. I wonder if I can do a records request for that. The thing is, because that involves a minor, although his first case in 1984 is totally sealed. So I know I can't get the records for that, but I wonder, I'm going to request some. There's some other things I need to request from Wisconsin anyway. So I'll just do that. I don't know, Dina Lynn, but his mother was the one that turned him in. She caught him the first time. And then the second time, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to, um, out the victim. I don't want to cause her any more. She's had a hell of a life, and I don't want to drag her into this whole Summerwell's mess. But that went on for a few years, and yeah, I'm not going to say more about that. I might later. I have to think. Sometimes I get to talking and I say too much. I say things I shouldn't say. And you can't take that back because everybody's got screenshot and record, right? Although this one's going to disappear, I guess. StreamYard has warned me that this will not be saved. I have to buy the next level up. I guess my space is full. My storage must be. But that's okay. Why don't you guys all send me some money? I'm just joking. Somebody's going to clip that now and say I'm e-bagging. Okay. Where do you request records from? From whatever agency, like the court. I would request from the court. I also need some a 911 call request for another case that I'm helping, that I'm working on. I'm helping someone with another, well, it's allegedly solved, but no one was brought to justice for that either. So actually, people keep saying FOIA request, and yeah, I do too. But FOIA is the Freedom of Information Act, and that is a federal law. So that only applies to federal agencies. Give you a little law lesson here. So that only applies to federal agencies, federal documents, and but then each state and the District of Columbia have passed their own Open Records Acts. In Utah, it's called GRAMA, GRAMA, and that's instead of FOIA. So they all have their own. They all have their own rules. They all have, their own. Usually, they cannot deny a FOIA request only under certain circumstances, and one would be an open case. One would be if it's going to, out a secret witness or something. So anyway, you can go online for whatever state you're looking for, and they have a form. Usually can do it on, fill out the form, and sometimes you have to pay. I think Josh said he paid $118 for, which is not a huge amount actually, for that recorded call and the records. I didn't think. You have to pay for their time. Just like if you go to get a court transcript, you have to pay by the page. So, oh, my daughter does requests. She fills the requests, Anita, or she makes requests for her job. It's really not that hard, and anything to do with the government is, sunshine laws, open records. We pay their salary. We pay for the running of those offices. I used to, I've done a lot of genealogy, and some places regard you as a tick on their ass. I had to stand for 8 hours at one county office and in a little tiny space. And then she told me when a customer comes, I needed to step aside. I'm like, what the hell am I? I'm a customer. They act like they don't want you to access the records. Why are you keeping records if you don't want anyone to ever use them? I just thought that was ridiculous. But another place I went to, gee, they gave me my own cubicle. I had a phone. They brought me the books. Well, that's the kind of atmosphere I'd rather see. I do a lot of research, as you probably know, a lot of it online, but I used to travel around a lot more. I just kind of find it interesting. So, what else do we want to talk about? Talk about Don? Don, what does everybody think? Does Don know what happened to Summer or doesn't he? Either my chat's not working or nobody's chatting. Oh, yes. Yes, different states do. Every state has. Crazy Chicken Lady! Hi, hon. So happy to see you here. Your posts make my day. They're so cheerful and makes me laugh. Yes, he knows everything. I can hear you breathing. Yeah, I can't breathe very good. That's part of my problem. Amalo, you're back. Dick Dollar. Yes, he knows everything. Is it working? Accidentally on purpose. Hi. Oh, Jen, you're fine. No, I still have no internet, but I'm on a different device. I don't know how long it's gonna last. This one wasn't charged up. Dick, I think you're in the minority. Because from watching YouTube and Facebook all this time, most people I think Don doesn't know anything. Even Josh. I heard him last night say that he said to Don, you don't know because you weren't there. So he doesn't think Don knows anything but what Teresa told him either. Yeah, it is crazy, isn't it? Gally! Hey, hon! So happy to see you here. Hey, reap what you sow. Love ya. It's a ping pong ball. It is. Okay, but as I was thinking today, and I've been reading all these cases and things that other people did in a similar situation, okay? And yes, everyone grieves differently. However, there's a certain template, if you'd want to say it, that people that want to find the missing person do. Oh, sure, hon. Um, can you contact me on Messenger? And then we could talk on the phone if you want. Or, we can just message if you have Messenger. Um, because a lot of people do that. It's just my name. I'm waving hello at the TV. Oh, I love you too. Okay, what was I talking about? I totally lost my train of thought. Okay, so Summer goes missing. Um, there is a big time gap. Oh, okay, great. Awesome. Last night was, I don't know, I had heard that rumor early on. Um, I don't believe he was in a padded room. No, absolutely not. Um, was he in the hospital? I don't know, but I don't really think that's any of our business. I heard that early on, and I think it was just a rumor. Um, I don't think it was Josh and Chris's place to speculate on that or to put it out because I don't think that's anyone's business, actually. I don't know what that has to do with Summer going missing. As I said, people that don't seek help are the ones that we should be wary of, I think. I think everyone has times in their life when they're down or depressed or, need some help, need some counsel. Sometimes just talking to someone else, you figure it out as you're talking almost. So, um, I don't know. I'm not saying Tim's a good person. I don't know why he involved himself in this at all. I don't see his angle or Robin's. However, it's none of our business. Um, his mental health history. Okay, so Summer goes missing. So what do? First, we hide the drugs. So let's cover our ass instead of just uh, calling 911. Um, some people look and then wait till the next day. However, no one was looking here. So that's a problem. Then Candace didn't didn't want to come out and talk to the police. She's hiding in the house. That's a problem. Uh, even people that kill their child go on TV begging for their safe return. And no one did that here. No one was on there crying. Oh yeah, exactly. Wasn't the trunk everybody that one that said bitch, I'll put you in the trunk and help people look for you? Yeah, I posted that in my crime group. I thought that was hilarious. I've seen people do that in other cases though. Go back over um who is that guy that oh, I can't remember his name. That in the Delphi case, all of a sudden he kidnapped that little girl and she was in his basement and then the police came and he let him in and they went down and rescued her. Everybody was trying to say he was the Delphi killer and they went scoured his Facebook and, oh, look, he's got a picture of a bridge on here. I'm like, oh my God. So the guy likes bridges. Really? That means he's the Delphi killer? I don't know. Yes, I agree with that, Dick. I do. Yeah, I think you're right. Um, yeah, it's kind of sad. I think he is. Lives with his mom, has no significant relationships. I think the you hit the nail on the head. Yep, he wants self-importance and fame. Absolutely. Yep, he's milking it, isn't it? And I know he did try to contact Brandy too, Brandy Neal, and get involved in Michael's case. So I think you're absolutely correct there. Yeah, he does act weird. I didn't follow the Cody Bixby case. I didn't follow the West case either. Actually, I didn't follow the Watts case either. I don't know the first thing about that case. Um, what did I miss? Oh, okay. So then these other families hang up flyers constantly and go out and hand out flyers to truckers and, um, send them out to other people traveling and get them spread across the country. I mean, at that point, when she first went missing, um, there's a chance she could have been taken somewhere, found, or whatever. So it almost seems like the Wells didn't want her to be found, don't you think? Don's always talking about, she's far, far away. She's in Mexico. She's across the country, anywhere but here, anywhere but Kingsport, anywhere but this area. No, she's not around here. Regardless of whether you think how people are grieving, we're not talking about grief or processing grief or if they didn't cry or not. We're talking about the mechanics of looking for a missing person. And they didn't do any of that. None of it. Hey, squirrely girl. Am I missing? Love ya. You know I'm another squirrely girl, right? I absolutely adore squirrels. People send me squirrel things from all over, all my friends when they see them. I actually had a friend in Israel that knew I was having a bad time, and she sent me a coffee mug with the squirrel, really nice one. I love getting squirrel gifts in the mail. Oh, was it his biological father or his stepfather? I have seen his picture pop up. Yeah, I don't know much about the Watts case, so I can't say. Shanann. What are the little girls' names? Cece is one of them. That's about all I know. Hey, Blue Shadow. Yes, you know, yeah, you're hitting all the high notes here, Dick, tonight. You're absolutely correct. Yeah, he felt sorry for the searchers, or felt sorry for yes, because he knew they weren't going to find anything. Because, yes, absolutely. That's what I thought too. He's thinking, oh, it's all a waste. She's not there, and these people are doing all these things. I think I got internet again. Hear my tablet going off. Wonder if Verizon will give me a refund for that. Oh, Blue Shadow, you're going to love it here. All opinions are welcome as long as they're respectful, and you don't have to agree with me. A lot of people don't, but I say what I think. So you're getting my opinion here. Really? I'm in a couple squirrel groups. I also have a thing for ravens. I love corvids. It's my dream job to be the Raven Master at the Tower of London. I was fascinated with the ravens there. It's not what you think. Oh no. Okay. So, shall we continue on? We still have the other half of, I think Monday, I'll do the other half of um, unmasks. Well, I'm not supposed to mention unmask. I'm sorry. Cut that out. Good thing this isn't being saved. Teresa from Criminalities, interview with Allie. We'll do the other half of that. Then I have the David Dotson one. And then I'll do the first two interviews with Mary because there's a lot of things in there that I think people missed, and those are not available to most people. So we'll go over those. The third one with Mary was just talking about Candace's fake phone call. So I think everybody already knows everything about that. So don't think we need to go over that. Thanks, Jen. Love you. The problem with Don and Tim, the way they talk about religion, yes, it does. And people try to think it's a cult and things, but that's a way of deflection, actually. And there's, a creator that's recently had troubles that continually talks about God too instead of their problem. I think that's a way of appearing righteous and law abiding. And I don't know, there's a lot of scams. A friend of mine just posted on Facebook today that no one ever invaded a country in the name of Satan. So I thought, how true. Look at all the things that are done in God's name that are not very godly. And Don Wells is not very godly. I think he's a degenerate. And he's not very good at his life of crime because he keeps getting caught. I don't know. Seems like Hawkins County's pretty busy there in Sullivan County with tracking down those meth dealers. Not that Don was a meth dealer, but Fred was. Oh no, wait. Fred doesn't use drugs. He only smokes pot, right? How to get a membership of this channel? No, we don't do. I don't have memberships. I'm not monetized. Yeah. I don't want anybody to send me money. I just like to do research, and I've just followed true crime for 50 years. Of course, I'm dating myself. Actually, 52 years. We can talk about that sometime, how I got into true crime. David Dotson is on your radar, Eve? Why, he's not on mine. He's an odd duck, and I think that's why he gets the attention. He's a little different, but I've known other people that are a little different too. I don't know why that makes him suspect. I think anybody that acts a little different than people's expectations, I don't know, he marches to his own drummer. He took up that flute playing after his wife died. It's just a kind of therapy. His daughter seems um, like she's really grounded and just bought a house and graduated, and she's doing really good. Okay. Thank you, Melissa Brown. Thank you. Yeah, we don't do drama here. I don't do drama in real life either. I'm known for that. Justice for Summer Wells. I think we'd all like to know what happened. And I'm not sure, in my opinion, that we will ever know. At this point, um, they're just going to find bones if she is deceased. Um, although we don't know that at this point, but that's the probabilities say she is. Um, so unless there's artifacts on the bones from, guns, knives, um, I don't think they're going to be able to find a cause of death. And they certainly won't find evidence of sexual abuse at this point. Um, so, that if they could prove the Wells did something to the body, then they could get, desecration of a body, which sometimes is all they can get. But I think they need to find the body because at this point there's absolutely no evidence at all. And the very first thing you need to do in a, murder case is prove that the person is dead. And at this point they can't do that. You don't have to have a body. Um, if you find a significant amount of blood, that's enough where the person could not live without that, then they're most likely dead. If you find like, brain tissue, I know one case they found actually two, they found, microscopic pieces of brain tissue that were in a deep enough layer that the person could not live with that. I mean, you have to have some way of proving that the person is actually dead, and we can't do that. I don't mean to say we, sorry. Of course we can't, but um, if law enforcement had anything, I think there's a lot of things that it seems like they could have moved on before this. Drugs being one thing. Um, I think they're waiting, looking at the bigger picture, maybe. Uh, okay, Anita, that'll be a topic for another. I'll get into that case because that case haunted my childhood and greatly influenced the rest of my life. And so, yeah, I'll do a show on that case. If someone that knows what's happened, then why is everyone write this thing? What? I don't understand. Beautiful sunflower. Hi, hon. How are you feeling? Let me know. Oh, yeah, you're going to have to do it fast. StreamYard let me know that this isn't going to be safe because I'm out of room. So, I'm sorry you didn't get a notification. Yes, I pray we do. I think it's going to come down to Candy talking. Realistically, Candace is never going to tell us anything. Never. Candy told her, oh, I got to do that too. Candy told a friend in Wisconsin that she lied to the cops, and she did tell her things that were different. And I'm not talking about a new friend that befriended her after Summer went missing. This is someone that's been her friend since childhood. So she's a very upstanding citizen. If only TBI would return her phone call. Oh, thank you, Blue Shadow. How are you doing, beautiful sunflower? I hope you're doing better. Okay, so where was I? We're just rambling. Anybody have anything they want me to talk about? Because I got this darn cold. You know how you feel like you have cotton in your head. So the shed. So Candace told Chris that he could go in the shed. So why do you think Chris didn't? The door was open, ajar. Chris wanted to look into there, supposedly, allegedly. Why didn't he just open the door and look? He didn't even have to go in. Why do you think he didn't? That's what he was there for. What do you think of that story, the story Chase told? Oh, Crazy Chicken Lady, I don't know. That story out lately. Oh, you mean of that Summer's Alive in Indiana? Yeah, that's bullshit. If that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I lost internet. What's the deal with that? Verizon needs to give me some credit. Yeah, I think so. Yep, Candace will never talk. I'm not sure that Candy knows exactly what happened, but she does know a lot more than what she said. And if she told, there's things happening. I can't really talk about it. And I know people hate when I say that, but, who would talk to me and tell me stuff if I told who they were? And if I only hear something from one person, I certainly can't repeat it because everyone would know who it was, or the people involved would know who told me. What do you think about? Oh, yeah, it's not. Hi, Melissa. Welcome. Um, what's Don gonna say? Actually, in the first place, he already admitted Jeannie, right? So we know that happened. And Rhonda, he must have known about that because at one point someone said something about Rhonda and he said, oh, yeah, her. So he knows. He knows who Rhonda is too. And Chris said those were the two strongest cases against him. So, it's not just Don's dad that's to blame here because Mary said that her sister's husband molested her from the age of 8 to the age of 14. And she said she told her mom, and her mom just disregarded it. So, her mom's just as bad. It's the culture there. Utah is number 1 in the nation for child sexual abuse. And it is hidden. And I posted a story about the Amish community too, and the Amish hide that too. I'm I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think it's just an insular thing. They don't want outsiders. I think in the Mormon church, they don't, from other things I've read, not just these cases, but other things, they want to settle it themselves. They don't want you going outside of the church. And I think that's the way it is with the Amish too. They want to deal with it internally. Did you? That darn Verizon. Why did they wait until right when I started my live, though? That's what I want to know. I think it's a conspiracy to keep me from talking. Um, I don't know, Annabelle. I really don't know. And, why did he pick Indiana? It's kind of ludicrous to think that Summer was alive and they just weren't telling us. They were just, and he's not the only person that I've heard say that either. That, oh, they really found Summer, but they're just not letting us know. Yeah, okay, whatever. That's crap. Thanks, hon. Hi, Wonder Woman. Welcome. Yes. And nobody has so far that I can tell. They're all pretty much liars. I haven't seen David Dotson lie about anything. I do know Robin. Um, she helped them with that heart, that fake heart thing. So that made me question everything I thought about her. She knew that was fake. Why? What was her reasoning for helping them pull that off? What was she getting from it? What is she getting from it? I don't know. Hi, Teresa Huckabee. Yeah, she did act like that, but all he had to do was look in. He didn't have to go in. I don't know. I mean, that would have settled the question of if Don was in there or not, right? Hey, Gotcha Bet, welcome. Um, John Norman Collins, actually. I'll do a show on that, on him. That's an interesting case too. Very interesting. But that haunted my childhood. Really. I lived that case. So, um, that fear was in me daily. To either side of the family have ties to anyone in Indiana? No, I do not believe they do. No, not that I've ever run across. Neither side. Yeah, she said she didn't. Well, I don't want you to get hurt, but she did say, yeah, he could go in there. I would have taken that opportunity. I would have looked in there, but then I have no shame. So, um, you know, you got a crack in the door there where she said, well, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm opening the door. I'm going in. Thank you. I think I am, kind of. No, no. Elia Lunsford. No, I'm not. There's so many missing persons cases, like the Daniel Robinson case. I think people just superficially know that story, but I found there's so much more to that. There's so much more than just him driving into the desert and disappearing. There's a lot of backstory to that, and I don't think people know that either. But Daniel Robinson's dad, There's someone that really wants to find their child. Look at 2 years later. I think it's been 2 years, hasn't it? Still searching, going to CrimeCon, running a Facebook group, find Daniel Robinson, giving interviews. I mean, spending his money, anything to find your child. Some people that have missing children, you know, travel all over looking for them. The Wells just don't seem interested, do they? You were a Mormon? I I had a friend that was Mormon. We lost touch, but yeah, she'd admit there was some odd things going on there. Oh, yes. Jen, I'm glad that you watched that. I wonder if people ever watch my stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of Amish around here, north and south of me. So, I have a lot of dealings. Well, I don't want to say dealings, but a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Come on, guys, I have a cold. I don't know. Okay, we'll say dealings. A lot of dealings with them. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of different differences in the different sects too. The different orders have different rules. Some are quite, a lot more liberal than others. I guess it's just like any religion where there's offshoots or people break away, people that want the old way, people that want a new way. So I don't think that's anything unusual. Hi, Rosemary Time. Welcome. Oh, no, I agree, but well, she did say he could go in though. He was, yeah, it was unofficial. Um, isn't that the way the West case? I didn't follow the West case, but isn't that how they finally charged them? Was the siblings that came forward and talked about the abuse? Yes, I agree. And a lot of parents do act that way. I often thought how my parents would act. Of course, my parents are older now, but my mom wouldn't be capable of dealing with that. But hopefully, someone would look for me. I don't think they know anything, actually, Nita. Did you listen to our theory that Candace dropped Hunter off and then went back to the swimming hole for some nefarious reason and that Summer drowned there? I don't think the brothers ever saw her. I really don't. I could be wrong, though. Oh my goodness. Hi, Lindsay. Welcome. My cousin Chelsea Johnson went missing and nobody but her mom knew. Oh heavens. Why didn't her mom say anything? Did her mom have something to do with it? I see now they're trying to pass laws where you have so many hours to report a missing child. And, I think that's good because some of these people don't even report their child missing for months. Like, where do they think they are? Just trying to cover their trail, I guess. Yes, I do too. I think they were told she came in. I think they were busy playing their hide and seek video game. Um, Probably wouldn't notice if anybody came in or not. I mean, if Summer went down in the basement, where did she go? That you can't see in that glass of the door. How would anyone that came up there know that Summer was in the basement? That doesn't even make any sense. They wouldn't be able to see in there. Yeah, I don't believe that at all. Yeah, I don't believe that. All that we know about that came from Candace and Don. So there you go. Oh, God, I'm sorry. Yeah, I would think if she didn't report it, that's kind of a pretty big red flag. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the way the West case went. I think sometimes children are afraid too. And a lot of times they come out later and tell things that they remembered. For one thing, a lot of times children are so young that people think they're not reliable witnesses. Um, why is my cat putting his butt in my face? Get away, Miles. um, Lindsay, I love your green hearts. Okay, someone recently said that a worker at the horse stable said she did leave and come back. Yeah, I saw somebody post about that and said, I mean, that's the only explanation that I could think of. I just sat and thought about the various parts and put them together. It just seemed like something definitely happened at the horse pond because those are the only two times that Candace ever really showed emotion was there. So we know nothing happened the first time. So that was the only logical explanation was that she went back. And, someone said the truck was there all day. We know that's not true, but that would explain why they thought that if she was there twice and they saw it twice. Econo Lodge front desk. That's an interesting name. I don't think we ever know. Sherfy Jr. and Jody Sue Brown's son. Jody Sue Brown does figure into one of my theories. Sherfy Jr. not so much, but there was only 2 footprints of Summer found. 2 single footprints. Allegedly Summer's footprints. And they were what, a quarter of a mile apart or something? Um, that doesn't make sense. Somebody said, "Oh, maybe someone was carrying her and put her down to get a better grip and then picked her up again." Well, that would be 2 footprints then, wouldn't it? I don't know. Yeah. Thanks, Crazy Chicken Lady. He's giving me the evil eye right now. I don't know what he was trying to do. I've never seen him do that before. It is very hard to follow, yes. And like I've always said, I think it's a lot of locals trying to settle a lot of local grudges, personal grudges. Kind of like when you're mad at your husband, so you call in and say you think he killed, you know, the latest unsolved murder case. I think he did it. I think that's kind of what's going on here in some cases because there's a lot of locals out there lying and trying to steer the narrative. Hey, Shirley Hanko. I haven't. Oh my God. What do you do, hon? Unloading 12 gallons of water. Are you DoorDash or shipped? If so, I give them a lot of work. I hardly ever leave the house because I can't get up and down the stairs because I can't breathe. Um, so yeah, sometime why don't we talk about how everyone got into true crime? Because that's kind of interesting. I think everybody has a case. I know somebody said that John Benet Ramsey was the first case. I'm like, holy moly, wasn't that just yesterday? That just seems like such a recent case. But then 1990 seems like not that long ago, doesn't it? I agree, Crazy Chicken Lady, and I'm actually going to post a really good post about Journey. Journey plays detective. Um, she's on Facebook, and she posted a really good post quite a while ago, back at the beginning, and I was just reading it today or yesterday, and I thought she posts a lot of good things. She said, yeah, she thinks that they should release a little more information, like, you know, the a picture of her at Sonic, from the film, or, a sighting of her somewhere, something, some kind of information. That's how I feel in Rose's case too. Why are they keeping everything a secret? Why aren't they putting information out and then, to try to jog the public's memory? Why haven't they corrected the misinformation that was posted at the beginning that's been repeated for 13 years now? 14. It's like they didn't even care. I don't know why they're not saying anything. All I can think of is because they know what happened. Law enforcement knows. They just can't prove it yet. They don't need our help. They're just looking for the evidence. If anybody was going to say anything, they would have said anything when there was a $70,000 reward, in my opinion. Because if you're not going to talk for that, in one of the cases that I was telling you about the man that started with sexually abusing his stepdaughter and then allegedly killed her, he actually, in one case, when they came together, some friends of one of his victims came together and made a reward fund. Lo and behold, he found some of the victims' clothes in the woods and brought it in to law enforcement and wanted to know if he could get the reward. So there you go. Can you believe that? The balls on that guy? And still he wasn't caught till a while later. Continued on. Who did I miss? O.J. Simpson. Hi, Pamela. Hi, Kat in the chat. I like that name, Kat in the chat. O.J. Simpson? Oh, that seems recent to me, too. I must be really old. Yeah, that O.J. Simpson case, that was something, wasn't it? I remember I took my lunch at a place that had a TV in the business so I could watch the verdict that day. Um, yeah, for a while there, I was thinking his son might have done it. It's just a lot of things that um, added up, with his son. working with knives and how Nicole was supposed to go to the restaurant that he worked at that night, but canceled at the last minute and he was mad. I don't know, just the whole thing. And it all made sense to me. And I thought, oh, maybe OJ didn't do it. But then Bob Deere demolished that whole theory. So then I guess OJ did do it. I know you're thinking, oh, yeah, of course OJ did it. Everybody knows that. But I like to look at all sides, examine all the evidence. I don't get tunnel vision because you never know. Just because everybody thinks somebody did something doesn't mean they did, right? That was a tragic case. She had a very tragic upbringing, childhood. Um, she was abused by a lot of different men. However, it's still hard to feel sorry for her, isn't it? I'm sorry, I can't. I can't feel sorry for her. There's no excuse for killing your children. There just isn't. I can't start talking about that because I'm an empath and I'll be going down in that car again with those kids like I've done before. It's not good mentally. Oh, Blue Shadow, don't even go there, please. The Real Sunflower, hello. Oh, the missing videos on TV. Yes. What was that? The disappeared. Disappeared. I think have all those episodes memorized. And there's some of those I'm going to cover too because some of those are very, very mysterious. Like, seriously, what could have happened to that person? Some of them are like people going into a building and then not ever coming out. Where did they go? I don't know. Especially in this day and age. Oh, yeah, Kato, he was a character, wasn't he? That guy. I I don't know. Yeah, but it was OJ's glove, right? And his shoes? Those were custom made shoes or something. Oh, thank you. Unsolved Mysteries. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one too. But Disappeared. I think I'm more haunted by Disappeared. Like those cases where, if they disappear in a car and their car is never found, they're in the water. They're almost always in the water. I only know of 2 cases where their cars were buried. One guy buried the car in his backyard. Now, you have to have a pretty sophisticated criminal enterprise going to bury a car in your backyard and not have anyone notice. So, that's not really high on my list of probabilities when you go missing in a car. You're more likely in the water, and they usually have access to water too there. So, but other than that, where do these people go? Hi, Sassy Frass. How are you doing? I did see that. Were these older children? I just saw the headline. I didn't see, but for people saying law enforcement there in Tennessee doesn't do anything, they sure make a lot of drug busts and trafficking ring busts. I think they're working pretty hard. I just think in this particular case, there's just nothing. And I think it's just dumb luck on the Wells part, actually, because they're not very sophisticated. I mean, they've both been arrested a million times, in my opinion. Pretty close to it. Welcome, Sassy Brass. Yeah, I've seen some interviews with him, and he is pretty funny. Really? I know they got a lot of tips. John List, they found him from America's Most Wanted. Um, and actually, that Frank Bender made that reconstructed bust. Oh my God, it almost looked like a picture of John List when they found him. I couldn't believe that. That's another interesting case. I've read a lot of books on that. Yeah, that was his upbringing was kind of that deformed his character. Yeah, I think OJ did it. Oh, hi, Miss Chewy. Welcome. Hi. Hi. Oh, good. Didn't you disappear for a while? I think people were worried about you. Sassy Frass. Oh, Casey Anthony. Oh, I know a lot of I don't want to talk about Casey Anthony because I don't think the same as every other person on earth, I guess. I just don't think they proved that case either. Well, yeah, it could be. I don't think the police planted them. Do you? Although in some cases, yes, police do plant evidence. There's no doubt about that. Trev has a video. Okay, of what? I'm sorry, I guess I wasn't following the conversation. Right down to the glasses. Oh, and John List? He does? I really followed that case. That house is part of it. Oh my God, I'm in love with old, ancient, enormous houses, especially if they have a ballroom. And that one had a Tiffany skylight in the ballroom. I mean, does it get any better than that? Oh my goodness. No, I didn't watch that case. I didn't really follow that case either. I don't know. Some cases just grab me. Oh my God, your phone got stolen? That's horrible. Oh my goodness. That's kind of scary too. Well, I guess they couldn't get into it. Why would you steal someone's phone when you can't access anything on it? I mean, doesn't everybody have a fingerprint lock on theirs now? Oh, okay. All right. Cat and chat. I know what you mean now. Okay, I'll go look at that. Yes, Anita, that was horrible, wasn't it? That was a horrible crime. Yes, I remember that. Yeah, that was sad. Did somebody just steal it to be mean to you, or did they really think they were going to be able to use it? I can't imagine anybody stealing a phone. Don't know. Okay, to think the fact that yes, I know, right? I know that ceiling would have paid for the whole entire house. He had odd thinking, definitely, but that all came from his mother and the way he was raised. Smother. That's a smother mother. She did that to him. I know she didn't mean to, but thankfully she only had one child to do that to. Thank you, Eve. Maya Kowalski. Oh, I saw that. I saw that today. Hopkins Hospital. Yes, we are. I think mine goes even further back. Hi, Missy Demeanors. I love your name too. The Daybell case and Orrin and Orson West. Yes, I didn't follow either of those. Thankfully, Orrin and Orson West are getting justice. The Daybell case, she's wacko. I actually think now I can't remember the her brother. Who is it that died, that got shot? I think he actually did the killings, but at their behest. That's just my opinion, though. Do you ever talk to Grandis? No, I have never talked to her. Um, I've considered trying to talk to her just about Rose, but I've been told she's not open to um, knowing the facts surrounding Rose's case. She doesn't want to admit or face the fact of the things that Rose was doing. So I guess there's no point in us discussing it. It's not up to me to tell her anything anyway. Let law enforcement tell her. Oh my God. Uber and DoorDash. Be careful. Uber just sounds scary as all get out. I love my DoorDash drivers. And Shipped. I use Shipped a lot. I didn't like the DoorDash driver that left my food out on the sidewalk in front of my building, though. Um, yeah, that wasn't cool. I gave them a 0. Birth giver. Didn't Daybell get life in prison? I don't think so. Aren't we still in the competency stage? I don't know. I didn't really follow it. Summer's case haunts me because I live in Rogersville. Oh, really? Oh my goodness. Yeah, it just hits closer to home when you know, doesn't it? Well, you could probably wander around and find out. What's the locals' opinion, Real Sunflower? What's the local scuttlebutt? I've heard that the locals all think she drowned. It's a local say that that's what everybody thinks there. The guy that knows the well says he doesn't believe Summer's missing. Um, I boy, I don't believe that. I suppose it's a possibility, but I can't imagine anybody hiding Summer at this point with all this attention focused on him. Do you know the kind of charges they're going to be facing? Plus having to be assessed damages for, um, all the rescue efforts and everything. That'd just be insurmountable. I don't know why anyone would do that. Uh, I took a day off the other day and it was kind of restful. I got some sewing done. I turned my TV on. I don't know why I pay $300 a month for cable and I don't ever turn the TV on. I had to find the remote, get my money out of that. Oh, really? Okay, thanks. I didn't follow it. No chance of parole. That's good. Actually, what does everybody think about the death penalty? Do you have it in your state? And do you believe it's appropriate in some cases? Oh my goodness. My cats don't seem interested in true crime at all. They're like, yeah, when's the next Amazon subscribe and save delivery coming? Oh, yeah. I don't think Pam Wells is really capable of um, masterminding anything like that, is she? Three, like, oh, that, oh, Tammy? They convicted her on Tammy Daybell too? That's interesting. Can you believe she just disappeared? The hunters all believe. Um, she could have wandered too far, but I don't think she was a wanderer. I really don't. I I just don't. Um, and an animal. The thing is, they use the heat seeking whatever sonar thing, and if an animal got her, there the animal wouldn't consume everything. Okay, trigger warning here. And that, decomposing bodies leave let off heat, and that would have been seen by that. So, and black bears are around there, but black bears do not attack humans. You can argue with me if you want, but that's fine. They just don't. That's extremely rare. No, I don't believe she is either. I don't believe she's with any family or friends. Has Pamela Wells spoken during this case at all? Didn't she say that Summer called her grandma or something? I don't know. I think Pam is kind of like, um, I'm not sure I would trust her recall on anything. I think she confabulates, but that's just my opinion. Jose, we can do Jose. Let's do Jose one day. We'll do a show on Jose. We'll go through, um, because I can pretty much rebut almost everything Jose said. I don't think, I think he made up at least 85% of what he said. Letitia Collins. But Letitia Collins on her YouTube page. Where's the love notes? Remember that lady that was in love with Brian Koberger? She even got on the news. She had a Facebook page. She was in love with him right at the beginning. That was crazy. Excuse me. I got a cold. a lot think that she was sold. Um, okay, just a minute. I'm going to mute myself. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I had to clear my throat. Okay. I don't think that she was sold because, and here's why. If you've listened to my other things, they did a lot of cover up things after she went missing. And if they had sold her or had planned a disappearance, they would have taken care of those things beforehand, in my opinion. I don't know because they'd know the attention was going to be there. I mean, they called 911. They knew cops and things were coming. So why would you wait to do those things until after? Do you know what I'm saying? Yes, he did. And he called Candy Grandis. He was sent in things to familiarize himself with before that interview. And you just don't do that in journalism. Give someone information or a cheat sheet or something. I mean, you want their honest recollections. You don't want them to be influenced at all. No, Luca? No, I don't. I tracked down Jose and his, um, what's her name? His wife and his record, their record. I don't know. He has why did he think he wasn't safe to be around his own children, but he was safe to be around the Wells? That doesn't make sense to me. Well, you'll have to tell me. Hit me up on Twitter. Lemon Lime and Bittersweet, I love your name. I don't believe Summer's alive anymore. Yes. I don't think DNC are ever going to tell on themselves though, but yeah, they need a body. They need to be able to prove she's dead. Um so Sassy Press, what do you think about um the theory that Candace went back to the swimming hole? So that would mean she did not make it home alive. I just think she drowned. I think Candace wasn't watching. Someone even suggested that Hunter, I don't know, I'm not going to say that until I think about that a little more. Nothing would have happened to her if I was around. That's what Candace said. So that means she wasn't around. So if Summer drowned, she did go back to the swimming hole and left Summer unattended and Summer drowned. Well, that would explain her motion at the swimming hole. And it would explain why the truck was there again in the afternoon. But what was Candace doing there? Drug deal? I don't know. Did she get drugs from someone and those were the drugs that she took over to Fred's? I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. Um, oh yeah. Oh, you think she wandered away? Boy, but they searched miles, didn't they, in each direction? Although, it seems like there's a lot of crevices and wells and things around there that she could have fallen. But why would she wander? that far away. And wouldn't the dogs have followed her? I don't know. It's a possibility, Kat. Everything's on the table yet. Yeah, hopefully that's the only way we're gonna, I think, in my opinion, uh, find out what happened here. Is that someone will find her remains because I can't see where anybody's gonna talk otherwise. How would a person know to find a Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. People talk about Don taking inappropriate pictures and things because they took his camera and his computer. But, if there was on there, Don would be in jail now. They wouldn't wait to arrest him for that. So I don't think there was anything inappropriate on there. I think we can just infer that. It's definitely warped, yep. And I heard Don say, which means it could be all bullshit because, like everything else Don says, we kind of got the timeline straightened out. No, I don't think you did. I think the rest of us might have it straightened out. I wish that law enforcement would just give us a clue or two, just a little bit. They don't want to hurt the integrity of the investigation. What that means to me is they know what happened. They don't need our input because they already know. And, Lawson said nobody on YouTube is going to solve it. And that's the same way with Rose's case. I mean, these cases are locals. I mean, an outsider going in there asking the locals questions, nobody's going to talk to them. That's like in Rose's case, an outsider come in there. I mean, it's like the town knows, but they're not talking, so they're not going to tell a total stranger that wanders into town asking questions. I don't know. Like I said, if somebody was going to talk, they'd have done it for the $70,000. I mean, if Fred Hill knew what happened, he would have talked for that. Tell me he wouldn't. Oh, you do? You're hoping she's alive. I don't know. Some fates are worse than death, though. So, I don't know. Yes, beautiful sunflower, I do too. That's exactly. Yeah, but nobody's going to sit there and keep an eye on that all day. The lady that said that was working at the horse camp, so I don't think, she's not going to keep her eye on it. We know that it wasn't there all day. We know that for a fact. So I discount that. But if she saw it there, at noon and then saw it there again at 3:30, she could have thought it was there the whole time. But we know it wasn't there all day. Okay, let's see. Am I too far behind here? I'm going to skip to the bottom after this. DW says, inside the whole drive home, the he also claims to have called Robin and David Dotson. First day, Saul Connection stayed. First day, he took the Subaru. I heard that was not the first day he had taken the Subaru. So take that for what it's worth. The insurance on his truck had expired, and so he drove the Subaru. The insurance was expired. That's a fact. Um, yeah, I don't know what the phone calls, and I don't know. Even if you don't have cell phone coverage with your carrier, you can still call 911. Even a cell phone that isn't activated can call 911. So it's odd that she said she couldn't call 911 from her phone, too. I don't know. I don't know. Mysteries, mysteries. John Taylor, hello. I'm not so sure about that either. I I know I'm in the minority there, but I don't think they had an inappropriate relationship. I think Candace is just hanging with these kids because she's 15 mentally, and that's her level of humor, and that's you know, her mental level, hanging with kids. I always have that. Man, no one is watching. I don't know. Yeah, it could be. I don't know. The odd thing was, well, Twisted Tea isn't very strong. And what did they just buy two? One or two? I don't know. Yeah, I don't think they were watching her very closely. However, she did video it. But, Candace is always on her phone. So, and didn't Hunter say she was on TikTok most of the time when they were there? Yeah, I don't think she watched Summer very good. I do too, Anita. I think we all do. Okay, wait. Didn't Nana receive an email saying someone picked up a lady that was walking around? Oh, I never heard that. No, I don't know. I didn't hear that. Yeah, I think the dogs would have followed her too. 4 square miles, so 2 miles each direction. Ah, boy, that's kind of hard to believe. I couldn't do 3 miles in 2 hours, but then that's just me. Hey, Crafting with Amy, welcome. Two colors. Yes. That's part of why I want it self so bad is so that these psychics will go away. Because some of the most outlandish theories. Remember Medicine Sandwich? And I know who that came from. That was right at the beginning. Oh, Summer said she ate a medicine sandwich. I saw somebody bring that up just the other day now, 2 years later. Oh, yeah, remember when the boys said that they were made to eat medicine sandwiches? What? It's just crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, I'm way behind. So I'm going to go down here. Strawberries and peaches. Hi. Um, yes. I know about Kanehara. Um, I yes. What did you want to say about her? Let's not go into too much about her, if that's okay. I think H knows more than what he has said. I don't know. because he wasn't told. I know people said he was told not to talk about a certain amount of time, but he said that's not what they said. They never told him he couldn't talk about anything. They just said that he had to get Allie's permission before he talked about anything. So, which he's a minor, so, but they didn't tell him he couldn't. No, me either. Or Candy. They're all liars. Okay. Hey, short note, Carrie. Welcome. Okay. Okay, I'm down to the bottom. Candace said Hunter lied to Chris. Well, first off, Candace said is not a credible source. Andrew said he told Hunter to lie to Chris. I don't think Andrew's a very credible source either, though. So who to believe? Who to believe? I don't know. So, Jody Sue Brown, when I said all these people were liars, did I forget anyone? People said Jody Sue Brown. I'm like, shit. You know, right at the very beginning, I questioned her because her very first videos were like, oh, the Wells, they were great parents. They loved their kids. They would never do anything to hurt Summer. They were such wonderful parents. If you knew them, you'd know they would never do anything to her. And then, all of a sudden she's blaming them. They're the scum of the earth. They're drugging their kids, they're abusing them, they're selling them. Like, what? So, anyway, on the Facebook group I was in, I was calling her out at the beginning, and my comments were getting deleted because everybody was like, oh, in love with Jody Sue. And she blocked me. So, and she's got me blocked on YouTube too. So, yeah, I did forget about Jody Sue because I don't have any access to her, I guess. Plus, who can understand her when she talks? Um, well, yeah, they're of course, they're both lying. But I don't think it's that Don can't keep anything straight. He does that deliberately. He tells creators different stories and then watches them fight. He thinks it's funny. Um, yeah, I think it's not that he forgets what he says. I think he knows. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. He thinks he's playing them, but he's not that smart. Yeah, subtitles. That's what I do because I have dysphonia, so that's why I don't listen to TV and I don't have any music or anything in here, radio, CD player, any of that kind of stuff. And so I usually don't listen to. I just read the transcript. I mute it or I mute it and watch chat, so I don't listen. And Don comes out as Dawn every time. Every time in the transcripts, I read Dawn did this, Dawn did that, Dawn said this. God, it's crazy. She was so different in the beginning. Yes, she was. And she's got a lot of people hanging on her every word, though, for some reason. I think she just makes it up as she goes along. I still don't know what she was going to use for money to buy that land that Jackie Dobbs had. Because she didn't have a pot to piss in. I don't know. She's dreaming. In my opinion, she knew about, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Andy was definitely a drug dealer. Well, of course she knew because that's what she got charged with was failing to keep records in a drug house. Although I don't know what kind of records they think you're going to keep in a drug house, but that's an that's an odd charge, I thought. Oh yeah, she definitely. And you're right. Yep. You're right, Anastasia. Okay, we're about to hit 2 hours. Oh yes. Oh yes, I know. Yeah, we talked about him earlier. And yeah, I'm going to go more into that, Wisconsin. And yeah, I have Warren's whole history. Well, not only GPS monitor, but he's in that facility that is it's only a 4-bed facility of sex offenders. I think it'd be pretty easy to keep track of only 4 people. But yeah, he is very, very violent, very dangerous, and should never be around any children. Absolutely. I know. You failed to keep a record of your inventory exactly. I could think they could pretty much charge everyone with that, couldn't they? Um, yeah, I don't have any. I don't, yeah. Okay, you got me. You got me there. Yep. She's an accountant now. Oh, I think Jody Sue put that on the front to get on news at first. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Thanks. That was just funny to think of Jody Sue Brown, yeah, knowing accounting. Took up my funny bone. Okay, thanks everybody for being here. Um, and we'll see you Monday with the second half of um, the interview of Allie. So we'll see what else Allie had to say, and then we'll move on to David Detson after that. So I guess this isn't going to be. Thanks, Annabelle. Thank you, Crafty with Amy. Yes, and thanks, beautiful sunflower. You guys are funny. Good night, Rakes. Good night, Anita. I love all you guys. I appreciate every single one of you, and we always have such a great chat. No trolls. Love ya. And I'm sorry that this is not going to be uploaded on StreamYard. Maybe I can pay and still have it. Maybe it's somewhere. I don't know. Thank you, Missy, Jan, Lindsay, Eve, Kat. Okay. Thanks, crazy chicken lady. Catch you on Twitter. Okay, see everybody. Have a good weekend. Love ya. Bye.